What's going on, guys? It's Danny from Slow Restoration, and today is all about the shop and some projects in it and some changes. We are in the far corner of the shop. As you can see, we pan around here. A bunch of projects, a bunch of stuff in the way, a bunch of dust, really. But we do have this empty, somewhat empty bay here. We'll get to that in a minute. But the Camaro that was here, it was like a 79, I think, 79, 80. That generation anyway, they're all pretty much the same. Did go home. The guy kind of changed directions on it, or is at least unsure what he wants to do. So we just kind of backburnered it for a bit, and then it got to the point where he just took it home. He needs to make some decisions. We got it running and driving for him, fixed a few things. So anyway, that's gone. That helps a lot, frees up some space for me in the shop here. And today we're actually gonna kind of go through and move a bunch of stuff around. Well, let's walk outside here. So we'll get outside here, and we have a bunch of stuff kind of around. We need to find a home for this stuff. This is the remnants of the Escalades that we parted out. We still have to pull the engine and trans and a couple other pieces, and then haul this chassis back out. Yes, we are keeping the wheels. There's some people make some comments about that. We are keeping the wheels. Everything that's good on it, we will keep. A little windy today, so these rear differentials are for sale also. So if you're in the market, there's an 02, which is slightly different, and then the 03 this one was, and then we will have the one out of the 06. And Scout's out here making noise again. So we're going to work on getting finding a home for all this, getting this cleaned up. We do have this axle we picked up for the Bruce. We have a bunch of stuff around it right now that needs to be cleaned up because that's coming out today and being moved. It is springtime, so there's a lot of cleanup around the house. We did get the pool open, which is cool. We'll hopefully get that warmed up. We have the square body kind of chilling over on the side. We don't have time for it right now. We're still deciding exactly what direction to go with that. The Firebird. So the Firebird is a car I really want to build. It takes time and money, and right now the shop just doesn't have enough of either one of them to do that car. We did price out some SpeedTech suspension of subframe and rear suspension, which is top notch. I love SpeedTech stuff. With quality parts comes a little bit of price. Not that they're extremely expensive, but you do pay for quality parts, and they are quality parts. So for right now, I'm not sure what we're going to do with this car, to be honest with you. There's a good chance we're going to turn it and just get rid of it. So if someone's looking for a project, let me know. This, like I said, is the heart of the new Bruce. We got stripped down quite a bit. We got all the wiring harness off. We have a little ways left to go on it to get stripped down, but for right now we're going to move it. We did order actually a converter for it, so we have a Yank torque converter coming. We have a Texas Speed cam for it. So a lot of changes going on there. We're going to get pressure washed and probably paint it. We got some other parts and pieces here. Like I said, the Bruce has just kind of been sitting here. Big changes to the look of this thing coming really soon. We're just kind of fitting this in as we go. Not really dedicating any real time to it, just kind of picking away at it as we go, and kind of really just stalling because we're waiting on parts, which is a big problem with all the shop builds right now. But with this in particular, it takes a while for that torque converter to get built and shipped. We're waiting on Holly for the Terminator X Max system for this thing. So in the meantime, like I said, we're just kind of picking away at it when we can. But all this is getting cleaned up today because this truck, the C10, we got a pretty good ways on it. A lot of stuff done to it. The whole SpeedTech front suspension, the Willwood disc brakes all the way around it. Got some stuff mocked up. We are waiting on a couple parts that are back ordered, so we need to get some other stuff actually on the lift. So for right now, we're actually going to button a couple small details up on this truck and move it, and that's why we're kind of doing a shop update here, making some changes and moving some stuff around. This thing is, I ain't gonna lie, it's a pain in the butt to move around. It's big, it's heavier than it looks. It's awkward. It doesn't run right now, which makes it even more difficult, but we just got to do it. Once we get this thing running and driving, it'll be much more manageable. So anyway, buttoning up a couple things on this. We're going to move this off the lift bay because we have a car coming in, I think today, that it'll be a kind of a quick, it's a 63 Impala, a very nice car, but it needs a suspension rebuild. So we're gonna go ahead and do that, and after that we actually have a C6 Corvette coming in for a cam and some exhaust work. So Impala, Corvette, we're gonna try them, knock those two jobs out. I'm hoping it's not gonna be this week because it's already Tuesday and we still have a full day of cleaning up around here. So I'm hoping the Impala gets done either this week or early next week, and then the vet's in here, get it ripped down and get the cam put in. And anyway, within the next 2 weeks, both of those jobs will be done, and then we can move on. We might jump back on this. We might jump on actually a car over here, the Impala that's been sitting here for a while. Regardless, we got some moving to do. So if we come around here, we have a pile of parts and a mountain of engines here. So these are all LS's I bought to kind of flip. Got a package deal on some of them. They're in the way right now. So that empty bay over there, we're actually going to take and move all this stuff over there and organize it the best we can. We're going to try and move the Bruce over into this spot here, and then we can put dollies under the C10 and just spin it around like we always did with jobs that we were waiting on parts before. So we have a tall order to go here today. The Model A is just kind of sitting there. We should fire that thing up and move it around too, and we should do some more videos on that. People seem to really like that. But the Project LS Extreme, the cab still isn't painted, so the frames here, all that's kind of done and it's been waiting. We just got to get the cab and body painted. The bed is sitting back on it just so it stays out of the way, but obviously the whole body needs painted and then reassemble that. I still really want to get back on that, really want to get that done. It'd be nice to drive at this summer. We'll see how it goes. But for right now, we just need to start moving some stuff. And like I said, we have a tall order to get done here today. A lot of cleaning, a lot of moving, and see what we can get done here. As you can see, guys, we have a lot of projects and personal shop projects and other projects going on. So that is one of the reasons where probably some of these projects are just gonna have to be turned. We just don't have time to get to them right now, and it's a shame for them to sit around, and it's taking up room. Some of them are kind of an eyesore. If I missed one of the other projects you've been wondering about, the Turbo GMC is actually in the house garage, so it's in there. It's nothing really going on with that. We've been driving and using that a little bit here, and probably will more. The Krypton Camaro is actually, well, if you saw that video, we traded spots with this truck a while ago, and we're still working on this, so it's over there. That car honestly is going. It will be sold here shortly. We just don't have time for it. We don't have the space for it, and I love the car. It's time to move on. So we're going to grab the John Deere key here, and it is definitely going to be our friend and very much a helper today because we need to move a lot of heavy stuff. All right, guys, so while we're moving all this stuff around, cleaning up today, we're going to actually take care of a couple things too. One of them is we're going to check this Dana 44 out. It is supposed to have 513 gears in it, but before I order the rear gear kit for the 14 bolt, I do want to confirm that. I did, when I bought this, spun it, and it's definitely in the 5 range, but let's definitely pop this cover. We can inspect what's actually inside. It's supposed to have a locker. We'll see. We'll pop this cover off, make sure everything looks decent, and confirm the gear ratio before we order our rear gear set. We actually have fluid coming out already, and so far the fluid looks extremely clean. One more bolt, and then we'll actually be inside. Let it drain for a second. All right, it may not look like it, but we have a lot moved around, a lot more room. We still have a little more straightening up to do, but the lift bay is now free, and that was a big undertaking today. There was tons of stuff to move. The shop was just totally unorganized. We really need to scale down a little bit on projects, which means some of them are probably going, so it is what it is. You can't do them all. Sometimes you get a little over ambitious and take on too much, but we have some jobs we need to get in, knocked out, like I said, the Impala and the C6 Vet and the C10 also shortly. As soon as the parts come in, can be finished up and it can be tuned and back to the owner also. So anyway, thanks for stopping by, guys. Have a good day.